let's argue about who won the breakup. Because I feel like some of y'all gonna be on here delusional as fuck. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I was waiting this entire pod. Like once we were on the type of time that we was on, I said, ooh, I hope we have enough time for the overdrive because
I said the same thing before we got started.
because the way it's been going, I want to argue this shit right here. Okay. Who is winning? Who's won the Cardi B and Offset breakup right now? Because I think Cardi is posturing it, and some of y'all, misinformed or otherwise, might think that she is winning this breakup. Is there a such thing as winning the breakup, and who's winning it? So we'll talk about Cardi, but is there a such thing as winning the breakup for real, and who's winning the one that we just talked about?
I don't think there's such thing as winning, especially a divorce. Like that's, I think winning a divorce, that's a contradictory term. There are 3 children involved. Like we can all laugh and kiki, and we definitely will, get into that. But at the end of the day, there are 3 children, families on both sides involved. So I don't think there's any such thing as winning in a divorce. I mean, this is going to be and there's also a lot of pain on both sides, even though they're not leading with that. They're leading with anger. They're leading with, embarrassment, probably more so embarrassment on Offset's part right now. But there's a lot of there's a lot of emotions around it. So I don't think we can say that we're winning. But I do think the court of public opinion would say, much like in the situation as S&M referenced earlier, the situation kind of parallels what we saw happen with Sierra and Future, and definitely not comparing Stephon at all to Russell Wilson at all. But when a man who is of means and has a certain status sees his woman move on seamlessly and happily with someone else, I think that his ego takes a bit of a bruising. And so I think Offset calling her just a baby mom when that was obviously his wife that he felt comfortable having 3 children with, which makes her not just a baby mom. To me, it's obvious that he's very emotional, which would mean the person that's the most emotional loses, if there is such a thing as winning and losing. So I think that Cardi's up, in my opinion.
Okay. All right, let me come back on this. Push back on a lot of that. I'm just not. I don't know where I'm pushing it. Just all of it. So, so yes, there's a winner in a divorce because there's sometimes losers in a divorce. So you can't have a loser unless there's a winner. And you will talk to a lot of people in a divorce, and they'll go, "Dang, she got me, man. She got me for this. She got me for that. She got me for this," and they feel like they've lost. So if there's a loser, there must be a winner because there's never a game where there are 2 losers. Somebody won. Maybe it's the attorney, but I know somebody's winning. But now, onto the point of a breakup, right? Is there a winner in the breakup? Yes, it's the person who's not looking back. That's who's winning, right? The person who's actually moved on and going forward with their life, that's who's winning. Right now, in this relationship, I don't see a winner between them. They both caught in the petty, but I can tell you who's ahead, right? I can tell you who's ahead. And you know what? You're not going to like this, but Offset, he's ahead. Why? Because Offset gets to keep being Offset, right? And he gets to keep doing all the stuff that Offset has done and Offset will do, right? While he waits on his bag, okay? Meanwhile, Cardi is somewhat hampered by the image of who she needs to be or the persona she needs to portray for certain areas of her life still to make sense, right? To her public, right? And to the brand she's trying to people she's trying to court, right? No pun intended. So let's take Stephon, right? When Offset says I won, you're just a baby mom. Now, I think he misspoke because on one hand, she's not the ex-wife, she's the current wife. No, she's not the baby mom, sir. You better respect her. Then I thought about it. I said, Offset, you sly devil, you. I see what you did there, sir. Because he said he's not talking about from his perspective. He's talking from Stephon Diggs, bro. You just a baby mom's now, girl. Yeah, you used to be a wifey, right? Thought it was going to be for lifey, but now I'm going to part with you, girl, and you just a baby mom's for this other dude. That's what you reduced yourself to. That's why he says he won. But honestly, hey, if you're still looking back, man, you can't hold people down and move forward, okay? It's not physically possible. Just think about the physics, yo. You can't hold people back and move forward, man. Momentum doesn't work. So people, you can't win if you're still looking back. You got to push on to your better future. Go ahead, S&M. Go on, make it sound good for Cardi.
Then you'll be highly disappointed then, sir. Because
Uh-oh.
I would not say Cardi is winning at all, because she said she was going to be outside and then caught a baby. Now, you can't be outside and catching a baby. Like, if you outside, be outside. That means if you're really doing what he's doing because you outside, then that means you're fucking responsibly. That means you're not slipping and you're not being caught with somebody else's seed and producing another life, and especially while married. So I'm going to have to say that she is not winning. Offset got this round. But what I take offense to is the fact that he said he made it a competition. Because why are you making a competition when one thing that Cardi has been consistently talking about is co-parenting and how she wants to co-parent with him? So how can you co-parent if you've been petty like that? How can you co-parent if you're coming in with the position of saying, hey, I won, I have the power, which is also why he's holding out on the money as well, or the divorce, because that's a way to maintain power in the relationship as well, while waiting for that bag. So I think that just a bad look for both of them. But I got to say that Offset got a little bit ahead because Cardi messed up when she caught that baby, especially considering who she caught the baby by, who's now in the process of having 2 other baby mamas come out to say, oh, wait, I got a baby this year by him too. This baby 5 months old. This baby's in the oven cooking, And so it's like, so you replace Offset with Offset Part 2, and there's no ring involved. Like, ma'am, you're supposed to go up, not down. Up, not down. And so your song, as Nick pointed out earlier, up, nah. You went down, 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 down. And Offset actually had a point when he said, every woman that I dated, I've always made them lower, which was messed up, because you shouldn't take pride in bringing somebody down. But